Good evening. The 790th meeting of the City of Laurel Historic District Commission shall come to order. The qualifications of the members of the commission, the staff to the commission, and any consultants used are on file with the city and are hereby made a part of each and every application heard today. The guidelines and procedures adopted by the commission are also made a part of each and every application. Each application heard today is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedence for any other application. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Chairwoman Bliss. Mr. Hayes.
Here.
Councilman Les.
Here.
Mr. Mazzini.
Here.
Mr. Cocoon. Mr. Di Lorenzo.
Here.
Mr. Dyer.
Here.
And we do have a quorum.
Thank you. I'd like to call for the approval of the minutes of the regular HDC meeting held on November 17th, 2015. Any comments or questions or corrections?
Move for approval. Second.
Madam Secretary, Councilman Dyer has moved for approval of the minutes.
Actually, it was Councilman Les.
Oh, I'm sorry. Councilman Les has approved.
I appreciate the
Yeah, I just
promotion.
upgraded you. Sorry.
Mike.
Councilman Les has moved for approval of the minutes to the last meeting and seconded by Mr. Dyer.
Councilman Les.
Yes.
Mr. Dyer.
Yes.
Mr. Di Lorenzo.
Abstain.
Chairwoman Bliss. Acting Chairman Hayes.
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 is HDC 027-2016 for 522 Main Street. Can the applicants please step forward? Good evening. Please state your names.
I'm Jean Marie Lauenstein, Junior Warden at St. Philip's.
And Brian Stinchcomb, former junior warden.
Thank you. Okay. And please present your request for approval.
We are requesting to replace all 33 windows of our admin and key room windows, exterior windows, with new Simonton 5500 series casement windows that are of same fit, form, and function as the current windows. And we provided the commission with pictures of the existing windows, pamphlet with the proposed replacement windows, as well as diagrams for each window that will be replaced.
Okay. Thank you. Any discussion?
The existing windows are casement windows, and your replacement windows are casement windows.
That is correct.
Okay.
And so the color is pretty much as close as you could get a match to the existing.
It's a great number, 33. I got 33 windows in my house.
And I think Rolling Rock Pier is 30.
How would you know that?
I'm too young to know such things.
You'll be able to get this done before the bad weather comes.
We hope so.
Okay.
These are custom windows.
Right.
And so there will be a 3-week lead time to get them.
Okay. They think they can get them ready for you in time. Okay.
Okay. Any other comments?
Move to approve HDC 027-2016.
Second.
Okay. Madam Chair, we have a motion on the floor from Mr. McSeany to approve HDC 027-2016 and a seconded by Mr. Dyer. Please call for the vote.
Mr. McSeany?
Yes.
Mr. Dyer?
Yes.
Councilman Webb?
Yes.
Mr. DiLorenzo?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we have agenda item number 4, HDC 003-2016 for 424 Main Street. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, it is. And I wish you all a good and happy holiday.
Thank you.
The last time we were before you, the question was, could the sign that we were requesting basically be more basic instead of having a lot of design or color? And the picture that we got from Stewart Signs was one with a black background and white letters. It could also be a white background with black letters. It's a computerized display, so we can make it whatever color we want. So that was the question that we didn't have the answer for last time.
Mhm.
Was could it be just a basic? So it could be made to look like a changeable sign. It's just that it's electronic and able to put more announcements up at a quicker rate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it's like a 10-minute refresh rate, it still saves the administrator from running out there and changing the sign a couple times a week.
And so this is, we have the picture. Thank you for providing
And the only
that.
difference would be the one we would hopefully put up would have that brick surrounding.
Oh, sure. I'm
From
just
the
looking at
last picture.
I'm just looking at the LED
Right.
part. Sure.
Yes.
Great. Thank you for providing that.
And that one is in Laurel, so it was an address that could have been visited.
Okay.
That church is in Laurel.
Great. And I just want to add that we did do a little bit of research into LED sign requests in Maryland historic districts in the recent past. I found about 4 or 5 or 6 or so. They were very interesting because again in historic districts, as we had mentioned previously, that this is a hot button item, and so you're always going to see some slight differences. I just wanted to read one of them from Frederick, the historic district design guidelines there. And again, guidelines are per historic district. It says the following types of signs are not permitted in the historic district: neon signs, light emitting diode LED lines, pin mounted letters mounted directly on walls, signs with moving lighted characters, plastic signs, and cabinet signs. Banners may only be installed as permitted by the city code. Vinyl that mimics frosted glass will only be permitted for lettering or graphics and will not be approved for entire windows. So they got very specific with their code. And again, it varies from historic district to historic district. On the other side of that coin, in Chestertown, Maryland, there was an interesting situation where the Chestertown HDC actually approved an LED sign for a very specific use, but then their planning commission came after them and disapproved it. So
We had zoning approval already, so we're
right.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very interesting one where the planning commission disapproved where the HDC had approved.
And I understand your desire to keep the Main Street especially historic. There are neon lights up and down the street.
There are.
Whether they're grandfathered in or whatever, I don't know before your rules are established. But up and down Main Street, the windows have neon lights.
And we have very specific rules about those neon lights, as we do about the LED as well,
Yes, sir.
in terms of the signs. So I just wanted to present that.
Yes.
And if you'd like, I can give you give you this research if you're interested in reading it. After
In your
the fact.
research, did you find any that approved the LED?
Just the one in Chestertown.
Okay.
That's
Then
the
that
one.
was disapproved by the,
And then it was disapproved by the Planning Commission, right?
Okay.
But all the rest in Frederick and Ellicott City, Baltimore City, Cambridge, and Salisbury, pretty much the HDCs were not in favor of them in those cases. Some of the zoning boards did allow them. So I just wanted that to be in context. And again, thank you for giving this photo of the what we requested. And
can be a very bland picture.
yeah, and
So it's not flashy.
this is exactly what I had in mind when I presented this possibility at the last meeting.
And the
So-
bricks that we would use would be the ones that would match the
Right,
renovation.
right,
wood.
yeah,
So they
yeah.
would match perfectly.
yeah. So we had no problem at all with the sign, the structure of the sign, and the content. It's a beautiful sign, and all that we really had a concern about was the LED portion. And in my mind, you've addressed that. So thank you very much for that. Any other discussion?
Yeah, the surround excluding the brick is black, is that correct?
Yes. We'd make it,
Yeah, okay. So,
so it would look like wrought iron.
yeah, exactly. And we've gotten away from, other than what I call a monochrome presentation, not flashing.
Right.
And,
It can rotate, but it won't be flashing or
yeah, I
flickering.
understand. One of the difficulties with LED and LED signs is you put 64,000 colors up there if you want. And I think that you take something away. That's not to say that neon tubes can't be all kinds of colors. They tend to be static, and I think that's what I look for. I look to see something that's static. And again, people are now traveling down Main Street at 20, 25 miles an hour. Days of, there may be a few that still go 50, but not too many. So I think that something that's static, that's monochrome, I think that's a compromise to the in your face.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do the flashing.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other comments?
Trying to think.
Okay. We'll allow
Didn't come
you.
easy.
We'll allow you time to do that.
Thank you. Well, there are a lot of worse things in the world that I see here, but I'm not terribly attracted to the diodes and the sign with the diodes, and I'd rather not see it. I'm kind of waffling about it. I'd like to hear other people's comments.
Sonny, do you have the previous where they showed the brickwork around the sign? You can show
Previous sign.
Yeah, they can show Mr. McSaney how the Stewart has inset the LED into that. It's not exactly the same, but it gives an idea for Mr. McSaney.
This was the first request. This was the
Yeah,
second.
Right.
that's the one I wanted to see.
The second one. No, the second.
second one.
Mm-hmm.
See, he's here.
The original was a stark sign all by itself.
Yeah,
right.
And so the second
Yeah, I
one
saw
was with the
that.
brick.
And we, wanted to go back with the
That
table,
one's
then they
out
came
of sight,
back
out of
with
mind.
This one, and then this was the third one.
That's what'll go in the middle of it.
And that's just the
Go with
LED
the brick.
part.
That's going to be the bracket. Will be the brick, and that's the black surround, metal surround. That's exactly it there. But they're going to use a monochrome in the lower part, which will either black on white or white on black. No colors.
We'll keep it.
So now let me just glance at the brick, please. Okay.
Okay, any additional comments? Mr. DiLorenzo?
I think you have an understanding of it.
Okay.
Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve HDC 003-2016 as presented with the brick surround and the metalwork that looks like black wrought iron cross on the top, and that the sign itself, the LED portion of the sign, will be monochrome, either white on black or black on white. They won't use flashing color lights.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see how it goes. Come back in a year and tell us how it worked out.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, we have a motion by Councilman Less and a second by Mr. DiLorenzo. Please call the roll.
Councilman West?
Yes.
Mr. DiLorenzo?
Yes.
Mr. McSaney?
I'm going to abstain because I haven't been here for the full discussion. Thank you.
Mr. Dyer?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much
working
for
with
your.
us through the process.
Thank you. Thank you for your diligence and patience.
Chair, I'd like to note that the first agenda item, those are actually wooden windows. It's a composite, I believe, to the St. Phillips.
Oh,
They're
they're-
still here?
No, they're metal, I think.
No,
No.
isn't it a composite on the inside?
Oh, the new ones or the old ones?
New ones.
Oh, the new ones. It is.
Sonny, were they a composite?
I believe it is a composite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not aluminum and not vinyl. That's
Right.
We're getting there.
Okay. Agenda item number 5, HDC 031-2016 for 616 Prince George Street. Hello. Please state your name and your request.
Donna Makovelsky. I actually have two requests sitting here, but we'll take them one at a time. The first is to replace the wood windows in the house with white vinyl windows with contour grids so that they will look as much as possible like the original windows. They will be 2/2. The trim, we will not be wrapping it with the vinyl. We will leave the wood trim on the outside of the house and the inside.
Okay.
Do you have photographs of the property itself?
No, I don't have any with me. No. I have one on my phone.
It's right in the corner. Right in the corner of 6 and Prince Street.
It's the big gray
On
house.
the left-hand side.
Okay.
Now, had this had come before us previously? Is that right? No.
Not the windows.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the add-on for the shutters. Okay. Cool. Okay. So what color are the shutters currently?
The shutters are currently elderberry.
Elderberry. Okay. All right.
Magenta, pinky red, sort of.
Okay. All right. So you're going to tone that down a little bit.
Yes.
Do you have the color sample, Sonny? They're going to be paint. Do you have the color sample for the shutters?
I in, but I must not be in what I brought with me.
Okay.
I know-
It didn't
I
quite
just
come
noticed
through on the
it
back.
didn't
Exactly,
work
yeah, I
well
have
in color
black and
print.
white.
Huh?
It
Was it
didn't
the
take
same
very
color but lesser?
No, what I want to
gonna be
do
gray.
is take the house to a
Dark.
shade, keep the house gray, and then do the shutters in another shade of gray,
Darker or lighter?
darker.
Okay.
So you
Actually, I
get,
do have pictures if you'd like to see them.
yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Not at all. This is the 7th Street side of the house.
Okay.
That's the front.
Ah, okay. Okay. So you're going to put shutters there on the top?
Those shutters, when I had the house painted the first time, those shutters didn't survive. I don't know that these shutters will survive, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
I'm hoping they will. I'd like to put them back up, but by the time they're removed and cleaned and painted again, I don't know.
Hmm.
And I would rather personally have no shutters than to have black, ugly plastic ones.
Mhm.
That's just,
Are they in disrepair? Will they need some repair?
well, they're like 100 years old, so there's a
okay.
certain amount of
Okay, so-
wear and tear. Particularly the 7th Street side they're in really bad shape.
Okay.
The ones on the front aren't quite as bad.
But you're talking about possibly removing those on the first floor?
But only if they don't survive the process of removing them, scraping them, doing the whatever repairs we can do and repainting.
Okay. Have you considered replacing, I know you don't have shutters up there now,
Right.
but possibly putting shutters up there on the top?
I had not actually considered it, no.
Because that would really balance it quite well.
Yes, it would. I agree. It's something I can check into. Financially, I don't know if it's affordable, but I'm willing to look into it. But again, I think we need to determine whether or not the shutters are going to survive this process. Did anyone else want to see pictures?
Yes.
It's the front. I don't know yet. Which way it slides.
So you have the windows already ordered in existence. Concerns the pictures.
Oh.
So from my point of view, I'd rather see, the shutters stay. And,
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I would too.
Okay. Okay.
I
Good.
mean, that's my intent.
Good.
If at all possible, to preserve them.
Just again because it's a look and feel sort of thing, and that's what we're trying to maintain here.
Oh, I understand. And like I said, I would prefer them to stay. The possibility of adding them to the top is something I can explore.
Okay. That'd be great. And, it's something that, you could, possibly do over time as well, if that would work out better financially as well. And also...
And those are shorter. The ones on the second floor are shorter and possibly easier to replace.
Okay.
Because the bottom floor, I mean, those are over 70 inches long.
Mm-hmm. And if you're interested in actually getting real wood shutters as opposed to plastic ones that really don't do anything, is that there are reclamation places around the area in Baltimore and all the way to Upper Marlboro that you may want to investigate. And traditionally they have a lot of shutters available from houses that have come down, and you might find some that work for yours at a nice
There's actually
price.
a place in Hyattsville, Community Forklift, which has tremendous.
I'm not familiar with that one. There's another one down like around Berwyn Heights.
It's
Brentwood, I think, that has.
Well, it's very close to that. Yes,
Okay.
very, very close to that. And it's a little bit off the beaten path, but it's very close to Peace Cross there.
Okay.
And they have a lot of stuff that I think you can take a look at. I just I think it's terrific what you're doing, but at the same time, if you have the opportunity to balance it off by putting some shutters there on the top floor, I just think that would make it look so much better.
And like I said, it is something I will certainly explore. But the first things I've got to save the ones that are still in existence.
That's it. Good. True.
And all the windows are going to be 2/2, correct?
Yes.
Because it seems like there's a kind of a mix. In the picture, it appeared that there was a mix of...
No, that's on the back. Those are not the ones. Anything that is on the front part of the house and not on the addition will be 2/2.
Okay. Any more discussion? Concerns? Anybody?
And the name of the paint you're going to be using for the shutters, if they're coming back up, is the smoky pewter. You have an example here, but I have a black and white, so it doesn't
yeah, I mean,
help
they're
you
just,
too much.
actually, there are three, when you get the paint chip, it's light, medium, and the dark.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody like to put a motion out?
I'll move approval of HTC 03. There's a penciling in here. 10/2016, as presented. Maybe with the understanding that there will be some investigation as to
Absolutely.
the upper story shutters.
Not a problem.
Second.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion on the floor for approval from Mr. Dyer and a second by Councilman Les. Please call the roll.
Mr. Dyer?
Yes.
Councilman Les?
Yes.
Mr. McSaney?
Yes,
Mr. Di Lorenzo?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
And the motion carries.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much for coming. Okay. We are at agenda item number 6, new business.
No.
No? Did I miss something? Oh, I didn't get the added, sorry. Okay. We have agenda item number 6, HDC 029-2016 for 101 Washington Boulevard.
What is this now?
We're going to send you home without a decision. That wouldn't have been good, would it?
Sorry about that. She's sitting there. What is he doing? Oh no! Sorry, I didn't get the latest agenda. I apologize.
I didn't either.
It was handed out. It was late arrival this afternoon.
We're working on a deadline. We have the
Yeah.
roof ripped off where the tornado came through, so we're trying to get things open quick.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Sonny handed that one.
Okay, so
You have it?
I don't, do you have those?
I don't.
Here,
I don't.
I've already looked.
Okay. We have a little catching up to do here.
I have it on my tablet.
Okay. Sure, you can bring that up. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chairman, when you're looking at it, can I ask
Yeah.
a couple
This
questions?
is,
Sure.
Originally, you were just going to be upstairs, is that correct?
Okay. Oh, this is
Okay.
great.
Then we had the storm.
This is
Okay.
And Senate
So we
has
had that.
decided now that they're just going to take the right-hand side.
Okay.
Well, I more asked them if
Gotcha,
they would
that's
take
the
the
word.
right hand side. Yeah, I kind of begged them to take the right hand side.
Okay,
yeah.
so what they did, that's been closed off now, and you're going to be in the left-hand side
Yep.
and upstairs,
Yeah.
correct?
So what they've done is they actually split Senate insurance in
Right.
half. There's a wall that runs through,
Right.
and they separated like the electric and everything to make it two
Okay, good.
entities. And then we took, if you've ever been in the property where the
Oh,
dance
yeah.
studio is, if you go that long hallway before the stairs, we actually took out part of the wall. So we've created a big open area, and
So
then
you get into the boutique portion,
yep.
correct?
So we'll go in. Our entrance will no longer be that long hallway. It'll be the door closer to Main
Right.
Street. And when you come in, you have a big open room, and then there's an opening to the stairs upstairs.
Okay, there'll be some retail sales there on
Yep.
the first floor.
So downstairs is mostly boutique, like retail,
Right.
lifestyle stuff. We do a lot of weddings. That's like the base of our business. In fact, we work all over. My team goes on location. This is like our studio for our home base. So the retail is going to be heavier because a lot of our brides buy bridesmaids gifts and things like that. So the downstairs expansion was really to add that. And then having the upstairs allows us to spread out a little bit more instead of just that space. At current, I think we rent either just at or a little over 50% of the building now, because upstairs we occupy about 75% of this upstairs. The postal union has the two windows on the corner, and then we have the rest of the top floor, and then we have the half a Senate now. With the storm, we originally had two signs approved by you guys. We have one, it's kind of hard to see, but it's on the corner on the top of the building above the second story window. It's about 2 feet wide. And then we had a hang sign by our old entrance. That actually was ripped down in the process of the tornado. So we won't be putting that back up. The only sign we currently have is the one on the second floor over the window.
Yep.
So this would be our only signage.
Okay. Thank you.
The fonts on the awning are also the fonts within our like branding and our logo.
That's your logo, right?
Yeah,
Right.
those are-
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's your trademark logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the color choice, if you can imagine the Senate signs, they're green and then they have like a cream stripe with green writing. The fonts will be the same size as what's on there, and it'll be in the same places where it is. It's just the whole awning is going to be black. We just wanted to make it simple, kind of clean. We didn't want to get complicated.
Okay. Thank you.
Has all the storm damage been repaired?
Well, we are opening on Thursday. We're
Okay.
you guys are more than welcome. It's grand opening that evening. But it's been crazy. They're finishing construction actually right now. I have carpeting people coming tomorrow. My team's building furniture. I'm covered in paint.
Okay, you have,
Yeah.
do you have the UNO?
The UNO, I'm calling tomorrow to schedule with Melanie.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been, we
All right.
talked about it, she and I. So I think we should be good. We won't actually take appointments or anything until Sunday.
Okay.
We just are having the
Cool.
crazy. They ended up having to completely gut the whole upstairs. They had to rip the floors up. They had to fix all the ceiling because it had water damage that kind of spread out. Because the day after the tornado, we actually had that hurricane, and we didn't have a roof because they couldn't come out. So it was actually just wide open, and the water came all the way through to the first floor. So they even had to rip the carpeting out of the first floor and replace the ceiling in the first floor as well as the second floor. So it's been challenging.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Wow. Congratulations for meeting that challenge.
Thank you. I welcome you guys to all step by at any point if you're nosy. Come on now.
Thank you. Okay. Do I have any more comments, or do we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve HDC 0292016 as presented.
I'll second it.
Madam Secretary, we have motion on the floor for approval from Mr. DiLorenzo and a second by Mr. Dyer. Please call the roll.
Mr. DiLorenzo,
Yes.
Mr. Dyer,
Yes.
Councilman Les,
Yes.
Mr. McSaney,
Yes,
Chairman Hayes,
Yes.
and the motion carries.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you.
Hopefully it gets a little easier now.
Very nervous.
Okay, now we're on to new business. If no one has any new business, I have something that I would like us to consider, sort of bringing from the master plan committee. I'd like to consider an expansion of the historic district into what's always been called the Grove in Laurel. I did a little, and we're only talking between Montgomery and 198 and 7th and 9th Streets. There are not a lot of what you would call contributing properties left in that area, but there are some that remain from the turn of the 20th century, around 1900 or so. And they're all, I think there's some other houses around 1920 as well. My research was limited. I checked every house in that area. There aren't really a whole lot of them. But I'd like to consider saving what's left there. And at the same time, to consider that what the city is doing at the master plan committee is evening off their borders. They always strive to do that, and that they have a good reason for doing that for safety, public safety reasons, for police and fire and city services. And there are some irregularities in the historic districts as well, the way that they were initially structured. And there are some houses that I believe would fall into a category of contributing that are officially not in the historic district, and it would, I think it would be, I don't know, I think it would be a good thing to look at these and consider additional properties adding into the historic district. We haven't had any additions to the historic district, I think, since, I want to say 1980 something, maybe 83 or so. So I'm just throwing that out there. Yes.
I think that's an excellent suggestion.
Thank you. And it would involve, I mean, it's not an easy thing. It involves a lot of, work. It's not something that's going to happen, even in a couple of months. There's more work and rules that we have to follow to do this. But I'd be willing to look into it more and get some real positive information and see if it's worth the effort to see if we can add more homes for preservation to our historic districts.
Just so I understand, 7th to 9th, Montgomery to 198.
No, yeah, that's the.
Okay, so you'd pull in what's called the big house, the Anderson's house. You'd pull in a couple of small homes there.
Mm-hmm.
You'd pull in the convent.
Potentially, and also the church.
Colorfield.
And that's fine. If I don't know how that would necessarily apply, but
Well, you don't want to gerrymander something like this. What you want to do is you want to take an approach where, in fact, there's a rationale. And if the rationale
Right.
is to pull in some of what's left in the grove, that's admirable. The Anderson house is an interesting house. It started out as a tiny little house, and it's been expanded over the years. And there's one or two houses left on that side of the street that are relatively old. Then you've got the convent. You've got the 6 houses that were built in the late 80s behind the convent. Again, there's not a lot of old structure beyond Montgomery Street there. That's all I'm pointing out. But there are a couple of homes, buildings left up in the grove.
no, I'm thinking that part of the thinking too is that if they are, put in the historic district, then they have more of a chance to be properly maintained because there is the 10% consideration, and hopefully that people will be motivated to do so.
I'll only point out that in the grove, although things have changed to some extent, historically, those were families of limited means.
I understand.
So even maintaining what they had was difficult at times. So again, I mean, it's admirable because there are a couple homes up there that are worth saving.
And there are, I looked at prices or recent sale prices, and there were quite a number that were in the low 200,000s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
How about St. Mark's? Is St. Mark's in there?
Actually, that would be
you'd want to pull
absolutely.
So again, I mean, there's a rationale. The historic district. The master plan review committee will have to come up with a recommendation. As you pointed out, there's a long process they have to go through. Eventually, end up in the lap of the council to make a decision. And again, I'm not so sure that you'd get a lot of pushback for being included, but just we need to respect the situation of some of the people that reside within that area. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Any other new business? No? Okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
everybody.